Yeah! You know who it is, you know what it is. I'm your host, Billy D. Braille, a.k.a. Mr. Talk It, a.k.a. the voice box of the culture, man. The station you tune into is Talk It TV, man. We coming through my first installment of Talk Your Talk. We got Athens pillar, legendary coach, Dreco Thomas.
What's going on?
So I want to start off by getting into, you've been around sports and athletics your whole life. Like, what was your first introduction to sports? That first attracted you to sports?
I know, when I was younger, I always watched football on TV, and a lot of people get on me for not liking the local team, but back then they had where if the Falcons didn't sell out, they would black out the game because they want people to come to the game. So we would get the game of the week, and back then, the Cowboys were, doing their thing, and I truly say that I was probably attracted to the star on the side of the helmet, because my mom said that's what I would ask every weekend. Can I watch the team, with the star on the helmet?
Right.
And they pretty much literally would play every weekend. So that's all I knew. I didn't know there was a team that
Right.
But my actual first memory, something that I can remember.
Right.
I still remember like it yesterday. I grew up in a place. I kind of grew up in a place where my granddad and my dad ran. Not grew up, but I was there a lot. Called Callaway Corner, for Hancock. And we had a pool hall on one side of the street. Across the street, at the bottom, there was kind of more. They had like a little kind of like a juke joint at the bottom, and then the second level. I never knew what it was.
Right.
You had like.
So
you put it together later,
right.
And so you had those two spots, and then across the street on this side, you had it was like a restaurant. Every weekend, they cook in the hall, they sell it. So it was just a great place to be. Long story short, Super Bowl 12, 1978. My dad, one of his friends, and myself, we actually went up to one of those rooms and watched the Super Bowl. And I remember him trying to get me to go for the Denver Broncos.
First Cowboy, right?
Right. So he was trying to get me to go for the Denver Broncos. He almost had me. I remember him saying that, hey, they got this receiver named Haven Moses. He can play.
Right.
And at one point I said, okay. I switched, and then I sat there for a while. I was like, no.
Let's start calling you.
Right. So we watched Super Bowl 12. That's I can truly say I can remember, watching that game that day with my dad and one of his friends, and that's kind of my first memory, and the love grew from there.
Okay. So the first sport that you actually played yourself was youth football, right?
Right.
And what age was that, and what organization was it?
Back then, I had an organization called the Classic City Dolphins. We used to practice at what was the old Vernon Harris middle school, which is now HTF, and kind of where the board office is. But I was about, I think I was somewhere around 7, 8 year old, and playing football and watching on TV, I found out real quickly two different things.
Right.
So I had a lot to learn, but at that time we had coaches, who again volunteered, and probably had sons or whatever playing, but they really taught you a lot about the game. And the biggest thing back then was just the discipline. And everything we did, we had to do it all out, or deal with the consequences.
Right.
But the consequence was just reinforcing to make sure that we're doing things the right way, we're paying attention, we're giving all we got. So I'll never forget those years, man. I played there for 2 years. And it was very fun.
Who was some of your first coaches when you first started playing youth ball that maybe triple figures as far as athlete athletics go?
Well,
Or you may consider that children in the athlete?
Well, I played with a man named Ike Whitehead.
Okay,
and,
I heard that name before.
And I played for him with the Dolphins before leaving the Dolphins, going to the Cowboys, which I can get into later. But and I only played for him for like the first 3 or 4 years of my career. But at that time, 8 and under was Ike Whitehead, and the 10 and under was a man named Aaron Hurd. So the 12 and under was a man named Pete Fair.
Okay.
And so when you right, so you look forward to playing for those guys, moving up those guys. So I played 2 years, on the 8 number, and I'll never forget. I was sitting at home at my grandmother's house, and the phone rang, and I picked up the phone, and it was Coach Whitehead basically telling me that he was, starting a new organization, and right away I wasn't interested at all. Not interested. I'm a Dolphin. That's all I know.
Right. Until
he told me the name of the team.
Cowboys.
So he told me. He said we're gonna be called the Metro Cowboys. That was. The conversation was over. I was like, I'll be there. Right. So I ended up going to the Metro Cowboys and played for him 1 or 2 years, and then he moved up with his son, with the 12 and under. And so then brought in a man named Robert Craig, who coached us on the 10 under for a couple of years and played for him. But there was a lot of assistants that came and went. Some of them, passed away or whatever. But I wish and some of them I can't even remember the name. But there was so many people that came through during that time that just volunteered. If I see them today, I just thank them, appreciate it.
Right.
For all that they instilled.
Right. So around that area, they had was it C-team ball or B-team ball? When did you start playing for? Was it 6th grade when you could play for the high school, or was it 7th grade?
Well, back then it was called the C-team, and the C-team was 7th, 8th, and 9th grade.
Oh, they all played together.
Right, they all played together. So you can imagine how many people were on that team. Okay. So honestly, I went a year without playing. Right, I was trying to play. In my 7th grade year, I was trying to play. My 7th grade year I did, but my 8th grade year I was going to try to play back in the youth league, and I was overweight, and I didn't play on the C team my 8th grade year.
Okay, let me ask you something. Knowing you personally, was it the time when you was jogging and we had the trash bags?
No.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. That was later on.
Yeah, that was that.
Okay.
That was later on.
Okay.
I think I had graduated.
Okay.
But I know what you're saying. Yeah. So back then the coaches used to, they used to cut out these trash bags and stuff and have us run and lose weight. I thought you were talking about another time.
Okay.
But no, we did that. We did that. So,
Okay.
and I remember running with that on and just trying to lose weight and drink a lot of water and trying not to eat certain things. But it just, at the time, you're still growing and developing. You already don't have that much body fat anyway.
Right.
So it wasn't really anything to lose. So I ended up not playing that year. I was a manager for the CT.
Okay.
And then when I was in 9th grade, when I got to 9th grade, I played for the CT.
Okay.
And it was CT and BT in Washington.
Okay, as you moved up to the varsity, your main position was flanking wide receiver, split in, right?
Right. I played quarterback my first on the 9th grade and on the JV.
Okay.
And I also spotted a little receiver. And then when I moved up to the varsity, I played wingback. We were in the wing tackle. They call it wingback.
Okay. That's the variation of the tailback, right?
Right.
Okay.
And then I was converted over to a receiver.
Okay. You graduated in 89 or 90?
I graduated in 1990.
1990. So I remember just coming up watching you guys play. I remember your senior year team, and I tell people to this day that was one of the best teams that I saw play with my own eyes. I was like 10 years old, but I used to always come to the games, to watch them play, and would you just speak on the situation? You don't have to say any names or anything that happened to people that was involved, but would you speak on the situation that went down your senior year in high school with that senior year team that you was a part of?
It's ironic you asked that question because, this year makes 30 years that this happened.
Wow.
And actually, one of my teammates put out an email just asking about maybe recognizing that team. So that's coming forward this season. We look forward to what. But yeah, we're 8-1 going into our last game, and you know, we ranked number 4 in the state, and you know, very good football team. And probably had a chance to either play for a state championship or either win it. So, you know, I left campus with some of my friends. You know, we had to be back by a certain time. And we went and got something to eat, and we came back, and then somebody came, you know, telling us that, you know, they took all our wins away. And, you know, just not understanding what it means. So, you know, finally when it came all together and the coach talked to us, so, you know, they were basically saying that, you know, they changed the kid's grades so that he could play football. That's, you know, that's kind of where it went down. But when you get down to the bottom of it, like you get older and you find out the truth, I think the process and the procedure, everything was done like it was supposed to.
Right.
But, you know, in that time, you couldn't sort through everything within a week.
Right,
so
right.
we're going into the playoffs.
17, 18 years
So
old.
we're going to the playoffs. It's like, you know, you got to play that next Friday. They can't hold it up for us. So, you know, for us to see if they did it right. But, so yeah, they took all our wins away. So that night was the only game that, on paper that we actually won.
I remember, I forgot y'all played.
I
remember just like I said, I was like 10 years old, but I remember like the whole vibe on this side of town, like that Friday when they played, it was like a vengeful feeling. Like everybody knew that. What team was it again? Everybody knew that they didn't stand a chance that night. Like, and they went out and showed everybody that they were really the best team on paper. I mean, not on paper, but regardless of what happened on paper, you know, without the player that they happened with, you
right.
know.
And it's like, you know, the funny thing is, you know, we had beat Bucks up that year. You know, they went to the state championship game.
Right.
And we really felt like, you know, that would have been the team for, I don't know if we would have won it, but I think we would have been it. And,
right.
And probably, yeah.
Also from that team that also introduced the 4 backs that went on the next year to be known as the 4 Horsemen, correct?
Correct. Jason Carver, Andre Howard, Dusty Gunn, and Joe Wing. You know, they, you know, the origin and the kind of the basis for that group kind of started my senior year. And, you know, those guys were juniors, you just knew that they all 4 were going to be special. You know, 3 of those 4 guys started that year, and I think the 4th guy kind of split time with one of my seniors. But you just knew that they were going to be special that next year, and they were. And they went on to have an outstanding senior year.
Right.
And I'm just glad to be able to say I played with them.
Right. Also, from your senior year team, what were some of your standout teammates or your favorite teammates that you shared your 4 years of high school experience with being a City Soldier Jaguar?
Well, to be honest with you, that whole senior unit was, we were very close.
I
we did a lot of things together.
But you know, for the viewers, you know.
Right. We did a lot together. We were extremely close. But I mean, I'm sure you met a lot of those guys because you know, they came to the house a lot. John Hitchcock.
Right. They say the cornerback.
Safety. He played all. He actually played a little linebacker. Right. Lamar Maddox.
He was a defensive linebacker.
Right. And Sammy Beasley,
linebacker.
Anthony Favors.
Teammate.
Right. Kevin Burton.
Okay, I remember that too.
Kevin Payne. I'm probably forgetting some people right now, but Jermaine Howard, Alabama.
Okay.
You know, so we were all close, and in some way we all still keep in contact.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you one thing I remember. That quarterback name. I still to this day. Dusty Gunn.
Dusty Gunn.
That's like the awesome quarterback name of all time. I used to be like, man, it's like he was born to be a quarterback. Yeah. Dusty Gunn.
He actually was. Some years later, his name was in Sports Illustrated or something.
Really?
And it might have been for his name. I can't remember, but yeah.
Okay.
Dusty's been back in the Athens doing some things, and I think he just took an athletic director job in Tennessee.
Okay, I know Ricky had him on this show one time.
Rick King, he didn't graduate with me. He was on that team.
He was on that team. Yeah. I want to shout him out, talking random ish. You know what I'm saying? Y'all check his show out too, Rick King.
He does a good job.
Right, yeah. Okay, also I want to roll into, how did your coaching career begin? How did you first get into the coaching world? I mean, I know the story, but for the viewers out there who don't, what was your introduction to getting into the coaching life?
Well, you know, like, again, a lot of people won't know this, but you know, I don't know if I ever would have got into coaching, but I remember, you know, finding out that you were going to play Little League football, and so the first day of practice, and I remember your mom asked me, would I take it? And I said, yeah, I'll take it. And you know, I never even went into the fence. I stood outside the chain link fence, and I leaned on the fence the whole practice and watched. And I watched a guy named Ray Roach, you know, out there by himself, you know, coaching, and I was like, you know, first of all, I thought he probably, you know, could use some help. And as the practice went on, I was like, well, that's something I probably could do, you know. And I, you know, after that practice was over, I approached him, and he was more than happy to allow me to, you know, come in and help him out. And I remember that night I went home and drew up a whole playbook. Yeah, I thought I knew football or whatever, but that's how I got started. Like, you know, I didn't know where I was going with my life at the time or what I was going to get into. You know, I was in college, but still didn't know what I was going to do. But coaching became a big part of my life that day.
That day, right. Like, as you stood over on the side over there, could you, like, looking back now, could you, like when you was watching everything go on, you felt that feeling, like maybe this is what I've been searching for, just from watching kind of before you even, you know, say that you was gonna coach?
Yeah, I was.
I feeling you had got since you suited up.
Right. I really was like, you know what? I thought back on my youth league days and how those guys and what they gave to me, and then my playing days, and you know, even what happened in '89 with the whole grade changing thing, whatever. I would, you know, like to see how some of my other teammates feel with it. There's an empty feeling right there. Like, you know, we didn't get to finish what we started, and I felt like my way to finish or get some accomplishment or whatever was maybe to give back to younger guys and have them be successful and see them be able to finish and fulfill. So those are some of the things I thought about when I was sitting there watching.
Okay. And also, I just remember the scene for that around that era for like after youth football. Like, if you weren't alive and around during that time, like, you wouldn't understand the feeling. Like, when we used to suit up and play, like, against the CYA coach, they used to be like classroom person to see the show. Like, literally, you would have 100 people on the sideline, like, and the atmosphere, like, was kind of built up. Like, and my thing is this, I don't call it bragging when you tell the truth about yourself, but you don't have to, like, that's why I got people like you here, because I want to give you a props, you know, like, you still here to receive them, you know, and, like, to me, like, I feel like when you came in, you kind of changed Little League football forever, like, with the intensity that you brought to the game, and with, like, play calls that you brought, like, people want to run the type of play, the type of stuff that you implement into our team like that, and I spoke with so many other guys over the years that played on our teams, and like the stuff that they learned from you and like Ray and what was the line Eric, like the stuff that you taught them, like they gave them such a head start when they moved on to the next level because they had learned so much, and it had been the rivalry and competition we played had us so fierce. By the time we got to the next level, like mentally we were on a whole other level, you know. And I just want to give you a props for that, because just from, you know, being there and on the outside looking in, you know, I saw that.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know about all that legendary and all that, but, you know, I just know that I look back on, you know, when I played Little League football, it was very disciplined and it was very physical, and you couldn't have any fear.
Right.
And so we had to get each player of mine that, you know, you're going to be as physical as you can be. I mean, you know, within the rules, you're going to tackle, we're going to block, but we're going to do it with all we got. Right. And we want to make people quit. We want to make people submit. I mean, honestly, take away their will to compete. And that's just the way we was brought up. So we just
I don't feel that desire about that.
Right.
Because I can say for one, like, before I started playing, like, I was never scary, but, like, once I got on that field and I suited up, like, I didn't have any more protection. The only protection I had was the guy that I suited up with. And, you know, I feel like a lot of kids miss that feeling now because I'm not going to say the Little League is kind of watered down, but the intensity it took out of it. You know, like a lot of kids need that to pushed them to be who they could be. And I'm one of those kids. Like, you know, I was the type of kid, you jump at me, I would, you know, when I got on that field, all that got away from me, you know, and you know, that, and I feel like that era was the best era that I saw for youth football. Like, I'm not as old as you, but you know, a lot of good guys came through that era that went on to be coaches, went on to be good players, and they're still doing good things in the community right now.
And that's what it's all about, is seeing those guys be successful. And if you're able to instill a little discipline in them with football, you know, that discipline can travel to all areas of their life. And so I love to see those guys today and see, you know, the good things that they're doing. You know, some of those same guys like Coach are now, you know, Coach.
Right. Okay, also, how did you first join the Cedar Shoals coaching staff? And how did that experience first begin?
You know, it was, again, kind of like not knowing that I was going to coach football. I really didn't think about coaching on the high school level. And, you know, one day I saw a man named Terry Turner, who was actually the defensive coordinator at Cedar Shoals. And, yeah, we talked, and I was just telling him about my team, and, you know, he had me well done, telling him about the team, and, you know, how we play. And I told him, you know, I invited him to come watch. And I still remember the day he came and watched, and after the game, he was like, you know, Coach, he said, you do a good job with the kid. And he said, you ever thought about coaching high school? I was like, no. He said, well, would you be interested? I said, well, I don't really know, you know, anything about coaching, you know, high school. He said, well, do you trust me? I said, yeah, I trust you. He said, well, I got you. He said, you just let me know you're interested. He said, let me do the rest. And, you know, I'm still like, was that real? So, and I, you know, you like, okay, yeah, maybe. But then he went and talked to Scott Wilkins, and then he called me back and said, hey, you know, Coach want to bring you in for an interview. And I was nervous because I'm like, what if he asked me something? Because I don't know anything. Right.
But you end up knowing more than you thought you would.
Well, yeah, and I still remember, one thing I remember about that interview, he actually, you know, it was for a defensive back position, coaching position, and he asked me to draw a cover two. And yeah, I couldn't do it. I didn't know. You know, I remember from high school, so I had a little bit of a clue, but just didn't understand, you know, everything that goes in it. But I think what Terry Turner saw in me, and what Scott Wilkins saw in me, was somebody who was hungry and willing to learn, and that if we invest and put time in him, then, you know, he'll be a good one for us. And I think that's what happened. And they gave me a chance with no experience. I mean, most guys, you're going to coach on the C team, you're going to coach in ninth grade, you're going to coach the JV, which I did coach in JV. But I was a varsity defensive back coach my first year. That didn't happen.
Just to add on to that, from the just being around the school and the team around that time, like, also I feel like a part of that was they knew about you from players that had came through your youth program, that had played for you, because your name had always rung bells during those years up there. So they knew about you, and they knew about the talent that you had prepared. So I feel like that kind of helped too. With guys like, you know, guys like Rod, they came through there. A lot of more guys that played with us, you know what I'm saying, the Barnett brothers, that they saw that benefited from.
Those guys were more advanced. Because you know, no matter what, on Friday nights, I was at the game. You roll with me, and, you know, stay seven hard. Every Friday we go on the game. And you can see those players that we had coached and that we had prepared. Those were a lot of the better players.
Right.
And so I can see what you mean by, you know, those players were prepared for that level.
So what and you say you started as a defensive back coach, second year coach?
I was defensive back coach my first year, and you know the defensive back coach the year before, Chad Cole, had done a good job with those guys, and he taught me a lot, learned a lot from him. But you know, walking into a situation where you got Tony Campbell, you know, went to later Tennessee, and Mayu Hull, and Hakeem.
James Johnson.
James Johnson, Hakeem Long. Four seniors, three of them seniors, but they all.
In my opinion, that was the best secondary.
They made it easy for me.
How many interceptions y'all got that year?
I can't remember how many we got that year, but it was significant. But each one of those guys had, you know, a good number of interceptions. It was a fun year. And then the very next year, Coach Wilson brought me on the offensive side of the ball, and I coached receivers.
Okay.
And then after that, the defensive back coach left, so I went right back to defensive back. And I stayed defensive back coach for a lot of years.
Okay.
Before moving over to the offensive side of the ball.
Okay. You walked into the head coaching position going for a second or two. Would you want to speak on this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was an offensive coordinator. I coached pretty much every position, probably except for the defensive line. I think I coached everything else or whatever. But I was in a situation where I had applied for the job and didn't get it, but I had already, the guy who got the job, we had already said that if you get it, I would be on the staff or whatever. So I was going to be his offensive coordinator, and then so we going into summer, we did spring and going into summer, and then I got a phone call one day basically saying, Pumper telling me to come to the office. She brought me in and basically was like, you're about to be the next head coach. And I was like confused, and basically her telling me that the existing coach was resigning and that they wanted to bring me in. And I didn't know how to feel because, he was a friend of mine, and making sure, hoping that everything was all right with him, but also just, finally the position that I've covered for so long, I got an opportunity to have it. I mean, I did it for 1 year, and I think for the most part, with getting it at the time I got it, I think it was successful. Right.
You didn't have a full all season to prepare with that current team that you mentioned later.
It was a tough situation.
Right. Yeah, for the chips or what they landed on. Okay, so how did you land the head basketball coach, and how did you begin your journey as being the Cedar Shoulders head basketball coach?
That's I could say God has truly blessed me,
right.
And I can also say that what He had in store for me was not what I had in store for me in my life. So I think He put me where He needed me at the time. So 2005 I started coaching, assistant coach at the girls basketball program.
Yeah, right.
I did that for 3 years, and then I went over to the boys, and I was the JV coach for 2 years. And the head coach, he had told me he was leaving, but my mind was so wrapped into trying to be the head coach at Cedar Shoulders football team.
Right.
When he left, I think he even asked me would I be interested, and I was kind of like, not really. But the principal called me, and because I was trying to get one of my buddies the job. She called me and asked me would I be interested, and I was like, thought about it. I was like, yeah, I would be interested or whatever. So from there, she called the athletic director with the idea. He called me in, and I don't even think I interviewed.
Right.
They just basically was like, you know what, we think you can do it. I know, they both told me they had faith in me, so I did it. I had a good foundation.
Right.
I played my 10th grade year, but I was around the program for all 4 years.
Right.
Under Coach Leo Scott, learned a lot under him, learned a lot watching Charles Turner and his team.
Right.
And all I knew was I would be brilliant on the fundamentals and teach them how to play defense. And I can learn and grow from there.
Right.
That's kind of what we did. Basic fundamentals, and I made sure that they understood that we were going to play very good defense.
Right. From a preparation standpoint, how was the transition from being a football coach rolling over to doing basketball? Like, what were the differences as far as like preparing for your practices, or just game planning, or as far as like how you reach the kids, and or like what were the differences in the two sports when you first transitioned from one to the other?
Well, it's just a lot faster. With football, hey, Friday night, and then we're gonna game plan that weekend, for one opponent for that next Friday, and we got time to get it together. In basketball, Tuesday, you got an opponent, you got one Friday and Saturday. So Wednesday and Thursday practice, you got to prepare for 2 teams,
right?
And which is tough. And the turnaround is so quick, and so it's a lot faster paced it's a faster paced game, and you know the kids, it's a different type of conditioning for those kids, and you know you gotta constantly be up on you know who you playing and you know what do you need to do to beat this team and that team or whatever, and you can't. There's no downtime. I mean, you gotta stay on your toes. You know football. Again, you know, we have a bad practice on Monday. Okay, we can come back Tuesday. You know, we need to know we gotta have a better practice. Right. But you have a bad practice in basketball. I mean, that's a day wasted. You might have 2 games. So, and the season is a little longer, and so it starts to wear on us as coaches. You know, the longer the season goes in, and you gotta find new ways to keep kids motivated, and keep them in it, and you know, try to vary up your drill so that they don't just go through the motion. Try to give them something to keep them excited about what they're doing, but you know, still hammering home the basic fundamentals of defense. So it's a little different now. You know, on the football side, you're managing a lot more kids. You know, you got 50, 60, 70 kids in your program, and that's a little tough.
Speak about some of your achievements and accomplishments as the head basketball coach, and some of the title runs that y'all made, and you know, just some of your best experience over your couple of years that you have had that head coaching job.
Before I do that, no accomplishments would have been, you know, anything that I've got. It wouldn't happen without having great kids that trust and believe in you and go out and give everything they got to give every night. Right. And so, you know, in that sense, it's not about me. I get my glory by watching them perform and being successful, happy, and you know, graduate from high school, get a diploma, be citizens. So. Right. But
should I say team achievements?
Well, I mean, I've been coach of the year. I don't know how many times, but it's been a few times. I've had a chance to 3 times I've coached in the GACA North South All-Star game. 2 times I was assistant. 1 time I was head coach. I just recently coached in the newly NCAA Georgia top 100 camp. Top 100 kids in Georgia. This was just a couple weeks ago, and I was able to coach some of the top kids in Georgia. I had 10 guys on my team. That was a great experience. So I've been able to kind of do a lot of things, but team wise, I remember the first year we won the region championship 2012. Nobody, we were not factored to be region champ. But that team was just a team that grew and got better as the year went on. They got confident, and we caught some teams that probably we shouldn't have beat on the right night and played well, and some things happened for us. And that 2012 region championship, it was very special because it was just not expected. I mean, even though you always go into every year, you're gonna be champions. But then you look at reality. Sometimes you're like, we're gonna have to really. For us to get there, we got a lot of work. Right. But that was a time where you saw all the work that was put in by the coaches, by the players, all come to fruition right there. And that was a special day to be region champions. And we were able to play a game at home, and then won that game. And lost in the Sweet 16 to Southwestern Cab, who had 2 Division I players on that team, and ended up being a runner-up that year in our classification. But after that, we won. So we won 3 region titles in all. We went to the back-to-back Final Four. We went to 3 Final Fours in a row. The third year, we actually, got over the hump and not win because we lost the first one by 1 point to the Venture State champion, and we lost the second one by 2 points. And then the following year, we were able to get over the hump. We beat 8-time champion in Middle Grove in the Final Four. We were able to play in the state championship right here in Athens at Stadium Coliseum, which was a very special occasion, event. I mean, just to be able to play in the state championship is one thing, but to do it right here in front of your own people.
You see the whole city come out and support like this.
It was like no other. winning it would have been
Oh, yeah,
a lot
yeah.
more special.
Right.
So, you know, we've had some success, and, you know, team I have right now, pretty much, I got a lot of seniors coming back. So, you know, we're looking to continue the Cedars tradition and try to get back, to that level and win the state championship this time. It's something that might be a little off, but I've been going to the library here for the past few months, and we have a board in our gym with the sub-region, region championships, Final Fours, Elite Eights. So I've been making sure everything on that board is accurate and up to date. So I went back all the way back to 1972 when the first team. I've really learned, right. I really
Surgical with this bitch, Jake.
Surgical Films production.